Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery, and this is today's 5-minute Friday, and we've come to a time of year I absolutely love. I love bulbs. I think they're fantastic. We're going to be planting daffodils this week, and then we're going to do a few bulbs carrying on as well, and tulips, which to be honest are my favourite. Nothing wrong with daffodils, we love a bit of daffodils, but tulips next week. So make sure you watch that video as well. And we're going to concentrate on planting them in pots, because I know some of you haven't necessarily got a massive garden. I think bulbs work really well in pots on a patio, or even if you've got a balcony, bulbs works perfectly well, and they're nice and easy to do. Get them down your garden centre, get them online, wherever you want to get them. The one I'm planting today is Pink Charm, which is a bit of a special variety. It's got these lovely white outside petals, and the centre has got this pink hue to it. So a really nice variety. But it doesn't matter what variety you're planting. The basis of planting them is exactly the same, and to be honest, the basis of planting them in the ground is pretty much the same as well. So you can follow these tips into the garden as well as for a pot. So I'm going to get my bulbs, and I've got too many bulbs here. I'm getting this, I don't actually know how many I'm going to put in, so I'll do it from sight, but I'm guessing it's going to be around about 5, 7. I'm going to plant them in odd numbers, so it's going to be that type of bulbs that I'm going to put in there. So they're a nice sized bulb. And one tip I would say, and I'll mention it with the tulip video as well, is the size of bulbs does matter. It does make a big difference. We want to plant these bulbs and we want them to flower next year. So what you'll find is there are cheap bulbs around, but they're going to be smaller. The size basically is how much the bulbs have bulked up, how much the plant has put energy into this bulb, and they only flower when they're a certain maturity, and that's why size does matter with bulbs. So these are a nice big bulb, and I'm just going to plant them and put them in, and the depth is going to be the one question you're going to ask. So what I'm going to do is I put some compost in the base of this, just a multi-purpose compost. It's a free draining multi-purpose compost. It's got bark and stuff in there as well, which we naturally have, and drainage does matter. I'll talk about that in a second. But the depth, I've just put a thin layer of compost in here, and what I'm looking for is the daffodil to be basically about the same depth as itself underneath the soil. So if I lay it in there, I can put this here, and you can see it's the same depth that it is underneath. So I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, obviously you can ask, but around about 4 to 6 inches underneath, that's what we're going for. Okay, so I'm going to plant them in, make them nice and even, make them standing up. That's the top of the bulb, and I said 5 to 7, didn't I? It's going to be about that. So what I'm going to do is plant them in just like that. Okay, and you can see that's what we're going for. Just sort of almost like a 5 on a dice, basically. Not too close to the edge, and in this container, which is around about 20 centimeters across, I'm getting 5 bulbs in there. And then all that's left to do is grab my compost and top it up. So I'll just get that. So, and what's good is I'm left with loads of bulbs, so I can still plant some more. So all we do is just gently at first put the compost on. You don't want to knock the bulbs over. You want them always pointing up. So as I mentioned earlier, we want to talk about compost a little bit. So drainage does matter with bulbs. What we don't want them to do, especially in the wet winters that we can get in this country, is to sit too wet. So we like a compost that's got a bit of drainage in it and a bit of body to it. So that can be something like bark is my favourite, to be honest. So bark works really well for this, but you can use grit, you could use a bit of sand or something like that, but it's as simple as that. Don't press it down, just lay it on top. And this, in this country, in the UK, can be left outside, and the plant will start growing up, and next year you're going to get the flowers. So as easy as that. If you've got any questions at all, as always with our 5 Minute Fridays, get in contact. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions at all, videos you'd like to see, let us know. See you soon.